On this week's episode of Bropostles, we help a girl out who's getting negged by a guy young adult group. King Pharaoh, who was going to try and date a divorced woman with 8 kids, sends us a fun little update. And what do I do if a girl at work keeps biting me? All this and more on this week's episode of Bropostles.
Welcome to Bropostles, the only comedy podcast for people who take their faith seriously but not themselves. I'm Ethan, aka at Catholic Ethan on X, the everything app.
I'm Patrick at Catholic Pat, and I feel vindicated today.
Why?
There was a news story about how OpenAI is changing their algorithm because too many people are using ChatGPT for therapy.
Yes. And so what are they changing it to? Are they making
I don't know, but I just thought it was funny that was the line. Like,
what do
that
you mean?
was people have been using ChatGPT as a doctor, as, you know, a theologian. People have been using ChatGPT as a professor. They've been using ChatGPT as like a ghostwriter. You know, they're writing their essays.
God forbid.
The minute people use it for therapy, oh god, a robot can't do that. That's impossible. It's that fake Voltaire quote that's like, if you want to find out where the power is, find out what you can't criticize.
Is this? Am I on the Matt Walsh show right now? What is happening?
You know my opinions on this.
You guys ever realize that therapy is a bit too popular these days? What are we doing? What's going on? I thought you and I had an understanding that we didn't delve into that type of garbage. And
we don't delve into anything because that AI delves. We don't. Human beings don't delve. The before the M dash, real heads no delve. Everything was delve. No, I've had this opinion for a long time. I got in trouble years ago for it feels like years ago for saying that you should have a glass of whiskey instead of go to therapy.
I agree with that. I think therapy only serves to cause harm in 98% of cases. And then
I would
you
agree
right now, you listening to that, you're part of the 2%.
The worst person you know goes to therapy every week. And you know that. Like you think of the worst person you know, they go to therapy. Why is that? You know? Why is this a win? Why is what happened?
I don't know what's going on.
Tell me what you noticed.
Weird vibes at the beginning of this podcast. I don't like the energy that you've brought to the show. How are you? How is the kids? What's going on with your wife?
Yeah, it's good to see you. I was just driving over here, and I was recording some thoughts into my little note taker thing that I have, and I was recording. You told me that I should start a Substack.
I did say that. I've been encouraging you in a rare move. I've been telling you to become more of a content creator. And I think tell the people how good my advice has been.
His advice was good because he was like, Patrick, no one takes you seriously because you just post threads. And I was like, yeah, that's probably fair. There's even in a thread, there's not enough space to like have to delve, if you will, into an idea. And so Ethan said I should start a Substack, which I did. You could go, it's at Catholic Pat on Substack, and you can subscribe. I already have 2 paid subscribers. Very, very nice. And so I was using my little. This is a little voice recorder called Applaud. You just take it and it like transcribes
push it. Go ahead.
It transcribes what you said, and so I've been using it to like put down some ideas, and it uses the power of AI to like organize the notes, so I could use it as like an outline for an article. And the thing I was thinking about on the way over was therapy, because I saw that article about OpenAI. And I was like, I've gone to therapy 3 times in my life, and 2 times were fine. 1 time was great. And so I was just talking about that. Because whenever you bring up therapy, whenever I talk about therapy, people are like, oh, you got to talk about your experience and not.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
This is not
really
true.
What that means is they want me to stop talking until I have the same experience as they do, and then I can say my opinion. They want me to experience therapy until I come to the same conclusion they do, that they've already come to, and then I can have an opinion on therapy. Once it matches their opinion, then I'm allowed to have an opinion.
The right-wing talking point that I've latched onto this week is that apparently Gen Z is bringing their parents to job interviews, which I find to be I find to be hilarious that there's someone out there who is graduated from college who is so scared of a hiring manager. You're not even talking to the like these are you got to understand, no offense to my HR girlies out there, but these are probably some of the least intimidating women on planet Earth. And that's
You're telling me you need your mom to talk to Camille? I get it.
Yeah.
It would probably help you. I know if Camille was hiring me and I brought my mom, they'd have a great time.
The reason they're in HR is because they're not cutthroat enough to make it in sales or marketing. Do you understand what I'm saying? They're talking to you because they can't be trusted to talk to the client. So they talk to so you're bringing your mom. It's like going to in like a video game. It's like you get your brother who's level 80 warrior druid to come and he's like, oh, I need you to fight Hogger in Elwyn Forest. Hogger is level 11. You don't need your brother, to come and take him out. You just go do it. I went to an interview when I was in high school at a very large engineering firm by myself in a building I had never been to. And this was before everyone had reflexive like phone anxiety. So I just kind of showed up and I was like, I had to talk to the secretary. I was like, hey, I'm here for the internship interview. And she's like, you can just go sit over there. I had a Padfolio. There was nothing in it. And and then someone came down and was like, okay, we're ready to talk to you. And then I went up the elevator and I sat in the boardroom and I talked to somebody. And then I left and then I went home. I got in my dad's Honda Ridgeline and I drove home. And it was fine. I don't understand. Yeah. That's the thing. It's like how on earth are you supposed to grow up and have kids? These are why nobody's having kids, because they can't even talk to the HR lady, let alone witness the miracle of life erupting from the body of a woman that you love.
Now who's on the Matt Walsh show?
Do you know what I'm saying? Anyway. Well, I just wanted to match. If that's what we're doing, if that's the direction of the podcast,
the vibe that we're bringing to the podcast,
I've got things to talk about too.
It's no longer my sweet disposition and your right wing views. It's now both of us have right wing views.
Sweet disposition. We got to get more into alt history. I was listening to the Matt and Shane secret podcast today, and they said somebody asked Matt McCusker, how do I get more views on my podcast? He goes, you just got to start getting into alt history. Start saying things like the Holocaust didn't happen. The moon landing is fake. And I was like, oh, I believe some of those things. I'm not going to say which. That's a great way to start growing our show. Coin flip. I gotta go start researching some things that I think the human civilization is on a 6,000 year cycle, and we've reached spacefaring capacity hundreds of times, but we always have a nuclear apocalypse, which is why there's so many big buildings. Do you understand what I'm saying? Let's get to some questions. This is
by alt history, I thought you meant like Cortez was the good guy, like that.
No, I mean like things that are not widely accepted as history.
Well, oh, you mean like things like Atlantis,
Tartaria,
sure.
But even like JFK. Like you can get it. Conspiracy theory and alt history kind of have like an overlap, but it feels like a lane I could thrive in,
Yeah, but conspiracy theory is like this thing is hidden, but it's nobody's fault. Like it's just hidden because, Okay.
Can we answer some questions? People write into our podcast on Discord. They send me emails, ethan@bropostles.com. If you have a question about relationships, alternative history, conspiracy theories, aliens, cryptids, or theology or whatever, then you can write into ethan@bropostles.com and we will answer your question.
We did have a whole episode on cryptids a while back.
A bonus podcast. That's on Patreon only. Was our cryptid cast. That was a fun episode.
Right. This is not a question, but more of a comment. Hot take from Twitter. You posted it. This
is less of a question.
You ever go to I heard someone do that to Stan Lee once at a
no way.
Yeah. I was like, you guys don't understand. This guy invented Captain America. You can't just I have a comment more than a question for this guy. All right. Men shouldn't date at all. Get your act together in your teens to 20s and completely ignore girls so you don't damage them and yourself. Become a man worthy of marrying an awesome woman. Make God your wingman. And when he tells you you're ready to marry, go find your wife. Get confirmation, sign off on her from God and married mentors that you trust. And once you found a good one that loves that loves you and God and mentors approve. Get married quick. Don't drag it out. One and done. This is the ideal path. Why did you put this?
I don't know.
In
someone must have submitted it.
Someone submitted it, and they wanted to know what we think about it. I
probably. I think it's crazy. It's funny because our very first podcast ever that you and I ever did together, ever 9 years ago.
That's right.
Do you remember the title of that podcast?
It was God's Not Your Wingman.
Right. And what is this person? What Clint
God
is saying?
is your wingman.
Make God your wingman. I think this is just the most insane advice that anyone has ever given. Because get your act together physically, spiritually, financially, and emotionally, and do it all completely divorced from being around women.
Also, get your act together financially in your teens.
In your teens,
20s.
Yeah.
No one is financially.
Get that raise at GameStop, bro.
In
you
their
got this.
20s. It's especially not now.
Yeah.
Maybe back in the GI Bill. Maybe when we were all coming back from Vietnam, we were able to get a house.
I think it's funny to just go on a training montage in your late teens and 20s, becoming this. You're doing like the Taxi Driver scene. No more pills, no more booze. You're holding your hand over the flame. You're getting buff and just waiting for a sign from God, like, "Oh, my son, you are red," like the clouds to part open, and it's like. Yeah. You finally graduate. This is such a strange way to prepare for matrimony.
If you're a young man and an older man gives you this advice, you need to understand this. It doesn't come from a place of experience. It comes from a place of regret.
Whoa.
This kind of advice, right? Like I've stopped myself from giving this advice to young guys. Like, you're single. You could do all, like, this is actually kind of crazy. I was invited on a trip to Poland.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
That's
like
I assume you said no.
Yes. Yeah, obviously. So they were like, "Hey, Patrick, can you go to Poland in 5 days?" The answer was no, because I have a wife and kids. There's things you can't do when you have a wife, when you have kids, when you have a job. And so, like, the advice you want to give to younger people is like, take it all, like, do it all now.
Go to the casino. Make a living playing poker.
Older people tend to tell younger people to do the thing they want to do right now. So right now I want to be focusing on my business, my podcast business. So I want to tell younger people, do a podcast.
Do a podcast.
Do stand-up comedy. But it doesn't come from a place of wisdom. It comes from a place of regret. And I bet this guy is in his mid 30s, and he's got his job, and your 30s are like your sophomore year in high school. Do you remember sophomores when you were a freshman?
No.
Okay.
I don't think about high school ever.
I think high school never ends, as the Bowling for Soup song says. And this is a great illustration. I was in geometry with all the sophomores when I was a freshman, and I was talking about how biology was hard, and they were all like, "Oh my gosh, biology with Miss King, just wait till you have Miss Minor for chemistry." And it's like the second week of school, and they're like, these freshies, they don't know. It's sophomoric. It's like, oh, just enough to feel like you can give advice, but you don't actually have the breadth of experience. You haven't guided enough people through their 20s. You've just been through your 20s. And so that's the danger of giving advice in your 30s, as opposed to giving advice in your late 20s, which we're doing and we're very good at.
I think there should be a high school, right? But it should be 9th, 11th, and 12th grade. And there should be a separate building for all of the sophomores that they have to go to.
They have to go to a different room.
They have to go to a different building. Like, they need to be siloed.
Sectioned off.
I think this is crazy to think, oh God, when God approves the woman that you want to marry, it's also just a weird version of like a relationship with God. Like, God is not like this divine stamp checker where he's like, oh, this is good and this is good. It's like papers are coming across his desk and he's just stamping. And it's like, good job. And he's like, oh, this person, they made a bad choice, so I'm not going to stamp this one. It's like, that's just not how a living relationship with the living God works. And so it just is very reductive. So I thought this was crazy. Somebody must have posted this in the Discord, but I thought it was kind of an insane approach to dating and relationships. Yeah, because it's just never, this like maybe works for one guy, but I don't think that makes for good advice, you know?
Okay, next question.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I have some crazy feedback or an update.
Okay.
King Pharaoh here from a while back. I just wanted to give you an update. I did end up dating the mom with 8 kids. We're getting married in October. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Do you remember that? You said you didn't at the beginning of the show.
No, I don't remember. Can you remind me?
So this guy wrote into our podcast like a while ago, and he was a young guy, like I think in his 20s, and he was having like a weird flirtationship with a divorced woman with 8 children who was like 20 years his senior, and she sent him like a sexy pharaoh costume she wanted him to wear. Do you remember that?
Oh, I do. Okay, I remember the sexy pharaoh costume. Yeah,
extremely awkward. And he
dude,
said,
this is funny. Hey,
said,
every guy gives advice of what they regret. Hey, man, you go out, you date that divorced mom.
You date that divorced mom and dress like a sexy pharaoh.
This has nothing to do with what my life was like when I was 19. You go date that divorced mom right now.
No, wait. I think he was 9. It was like his first job out of college or something.
Yeah, he was super young.
You made this point where you were like, could you imagine all of a sudden becoming a father of 8 at 22? You've never
crazy.
like made lunches before for anyone but yourself, and now you have to make 10. Oh man,
insane!
How do you cook dinner? How do you cook dinner for 10 people? Having
you
never
can't even.
Cooked
this
a
guy
meal
couldn't
for 2?
cook dinner for 2 people.
Oh my gosh!
How do you do? Are you gonna? How do you do a tickle? Do you know how to hold a tickle fight without injuring or making anybody upset?
This guy would probably bring home 1 pound of ground beef.
Yeah.
It'd be gone in a second. You wouldn't even be able to get any.
Have you ever colored? Right. Have you ever done watercoloring? Have you ever traced letters? Have you ever done flashcards? Have you ever played a?
Do you remember long division? Because that's
when was the last time you played Candyland? Because if you can't answer that question, you are not qualified.
Dude, our peppermint card is just gone. It's demolished. Leo loves the peppermint.
Yeah.
And so he'll like go for it. He'll like find it, and so it's the most handled card.
Yeah.
And he'll go through the pile and he'll pull it and be like, the peppermint. I get to go to the peppermint. And so now it's been destroyed.
I always get the damn gingerbread man when I'm right about to get to the castle. It sends me all the way back to the freaking beginning. It pisses me off, dude. I hate Candyland, bro. This game sucks.
All my homies hate Candyland. You can win in 2 cards. Did you know that?
It's not you can't win in 2 cards. Let's talk about Candyland for a second. Just the game mechanics it rewards nothing. There is no it's completely luck. It's like going to the casino, you know? It's like maybe you end up on top. But I've run through a whole deck and I'm still stuck in the licorice forest, right? What do you do then? And then they just want to keep playing and keep playing and keep playing, and you're like, no, I'm ready for Candyland to be done. I'm tired of Candyland.
I'm ready for Candyland to be done. I always hate Candyland.
On a more serious
note, I was at a conference a few weeks ago, and this girl came up and asked if I was single.
Nice.
She was 68 and had 8 grandkids. Just kidding. For context, I'm discerning the priesthood and living in Maryland. At the moment, I was eating breakfast with a friar. She said she had a perfect girl for me. She lives in Nashville, but she's moving. I asked where. She said Orlando, O-Town. The friar and I both laughed, but I told her she could pass on my contact info. Well, we ended up talking the other day, and it went super well. We talked for 3 hours and hit it off. The catch is she's in Orlando now. What do I do? Fly to Orlando.
Yeah, everybody writes in the most gorgeous woman on planet Earth talked to me for 3 hours, and I like her, and she likes me. Help! What do I do?
The only catch is you're going to have to figure out something to do in Orlando. What are you going to do in Orlando?
There's nothing to do in Orlando. I'll tell you that much. Now you're making me mad because I was on your side when I thought you wanted to date a divorced mom. But now I'm back. I'm opposed to you again because this is like, teacher, I got a 98%. Is that good? Shut up. Be quiet. You know what you have. You don't need us to tell you what to do. Yes.
Oh, I have 5 clovers. Is that better than a pair? Yeah. It is.
Dude,
Shut up.
I was playing poker with my boys the other night.
Take the pot. Yeah.
I was playing poker with my boys the other night. It was late. It was like 1 a.m. We had been drinking. I had 3 aces. I felt very confident in myself because I thought the guy across from me just had a king because there was a king out there too. So I was like, oh, he thinks he's got 2 pair of kings and aces. I've got 3 aces. I've got this. I go all in, $5, by the way. I go all in. Guy across from me calls. He's got 2 kings. He had a full house, kings and aces.
Shoot.
It drove me over the edge. At that time, I about lost it. There is a chance that I may not have returned from the dark of the night.
I hate that.
It was miserable.
Fly to Orlando. Take her to Wonderworks. That's a fun one. What?
You should go to the go-karting place in Melbourne, Florida. I never got to go.
You can still come to the go-karting place in Melbourne, Florida. You can come here whenever.
No, we'll probably show up. We'll probably get to the parking lot and you'll be like, I don't want to do this. And then we'll leave.
Didn't get to the parking lot. We were at the Walgreens parking lot.
Oh, okay.
And we decided we didn't want to go. And then we went back and played poker. And then I got mad. Playing poker.
Dude.
Because Peter did that thing where you lose on purpose and then someone else gets all your chips. I hate that. I hate when people do that. It does drive
me insane.
Hey,
congratulations. Go visit this woman and date her. Distance does not matter. You are single.
Wonderworks is underrated. Everyone goes to Disney. Everyone goes to Universal. It's hot. Yeah. It's summer. It's crowded. Go to Wonderworks. It's fun.
You're clearly not discerning the priesthood very strongly, as evidenced by the fact that you're writing in a question about a beautiful woman that you talked to for 3 hours on the phone.
Look, I too have taken my share of vocations director's money for breakfast, but you got to move on.
The only reason I went to the vocations, well, not the only reason, I was discerning, but they had a basketball tournament with all the seminarians. I love playing in the basketball tournament, so I was like, "Yeah, I'll come this year." And
really.
And then it's like get through all the toxic. Let's play, and then you play basketball for like 4 hours. It's awesome.
Yeah, man. All right. He also gave us feedback that he wants to hear more about us on the podcast.
Shut up. Nobody. If you want to hear more about us, you can go to patreon.com/thecrunch.
You can pay us $10 a month.
Here's the thing. Everything about us is like sad and deeply personal, and it's not appropriate to go on the main show.
We lived very shallow lives 5 years ago when we were talking about our prayer lives on the podcast.
Yes.
Anyway, okay. Lydia asked, have you experienced men negging as a way to get girls' attention, as in like insulting them? I don't know. Not everyone knows what that means. Do you have advice for ways of how women can stand up for themselves and demand respect? There's a guy in my young adult group who constantly seeks me out and gives me attention, but his version of giving me attention is insulting me. I feel like I'm pretty level-headed and not overly sensitive, but I'm pretty frustrated with this guy constantly putting me down. He does not act this way with the other young adults. I think he's trying to flirt with me. He's failing. He'll look for me in a crowd, come sit next to me, and then cut me off every time I try to speak, insult my job, my sense of humor, the show I watch, the mass time I choose to go to, my hobbies, my family, literally anything I talk about. I would assume he hated me if he didn't seek me out at every event. I've tried to just not laugh, to show him I don't find it funny, because again, he seems socially aware when he's talking to other people. Yeah. I also tend to freeze up when I'm being constantly interrupted and insulted. We're both in our late 20s.
Dude, that's so. Imagine it's like this guy keeps coming up to me and insulting me. I'm not sure if he likes me or not. Usually it happens between recess and lunch. Here's what you do. Man. Here's what you do. I have a great plan because you can get back at this guy. All right. You ready?
Yeah.
So fall is coming up, right? And it is football season. Okay. So what you do is at one of these young adult events, you get a football and you go out into the field and you hold it as if he's going to kick the ball. And right when he tries to kick it, you pull it back at the last second and he'll fall on his back and you can laugh at him and you can call him Chuck. What do you think?
I think that's perfect. You got to find a little dog that's friends with a little yellow bird.
You need to adopt a dog that has killed in combat.
You got to find a dog that fought in World War I.
Yeah. Let's role play. Patrick, you be the negging guy and I'll be the lady.
Yeah. Oh, you go to 11:30. What, you can't wake up on time?
What do you forget how to buy deodorant?
Wow. That's crazy. Those leggings make you look fat.
Was it harder to come out to your mom or your dad?
I hate that these are on the top of your dome. You're just ready.
just be your solution to just be mean. Just like be a mean person.
Really mean.
Oh man.
Do you forget to wear your retainer a lot?
Yeah.
Just like really
did you cancel your gym membership? Ooh. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, I don't think you should be mean to this guy. No. I think a beautiful thing about women is that their ability to be direct when they choose to be is very powerful. Because a lot of times women are like, they do what you do, which is like sit there and take it and then like talk about it later. But I think a really powerful thing is when he starts doing this, you can look at him in the eyes and be like, why are you making fun of everything that I do? And if he tries to play it off, be like, no, I need you to answer me. And he will probably get flustered, and he'll either tell you it's because I like you, and in which case you can say, this is the worst flirting that anyone has ever done. Please stop. You know, like you could tell him that. Or if he could say, I just really don't like you, then you can be like, great, I don't like you either. Stop talking to me.
Yeah, I really don't enjoy our time.
I don't enjoy this. Is no fun.
I have noticed this, and this is one of the reasons why this complementarity of men and women. Men tend to be too direct. Women tend to be not direct enough. I think my sisters in Christ, this is something that you can learn from your male friends. You need to be more direct. Yeah. I had a female coworker who was mad at me for months. I had no clue until it was brought up in my exit interview 2 years later. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And she just let it fester. I had all these assumptions of why I handed her these papers to hold at the amusement park. We were taking the kids on the field trip. And it's just like, he didn't bring his own drawstring bag. You know, it was all this. It was nuts. And if she had just been like, hey, I think you're making me hold these papers because you don't respect women, I would have been like, oh. Well, no, that wasn't it. But I just didn't bring a bag. I'm happy to hold them myself. If it really bothers you that much, it's like I don't think, you know, it's not a problem. You know, it wouldn't have been a problem if she'd just been direct. I would have been fine with it. I'd be like, all right, bye. Like, I'm having a good time. I'm at a theme park. You know, it's like you just be direct.
There's a brilliant. I don't remember when this was, but the Andrew Callahan, who does the All Gas No Breaks, now Channel 5 News, but he recently reacquired the name All Gas No Breaks. He interviews a lot of crazy people. That's part of like what he does. He's been doing interviews with Hunter Biden lately, which is fun that they like become pals. But somebody was asking about his interview techniques, and he's like, I just assume, I stay completely naive and completely curious because it forces people to say what they actually mean. And this has always stuck with me when I'm dealing with people who are like aggressive or like trying to be rude or trying to be funny, and it's not really landing. So if somebody, for example, is saying, he's like, hey, what are you doing out here? And they're like, I'm trying to do what it is. You know what I'm saying? He goes, what does that mean? He's like, I'm trying to get with a girl, you know, but it's like, what do you mean get with a girl? What does that mean? He goes, I'm trying, do you know? He's like, I don't know. What do you mean? He goes, oh. And then eventually the person has to be like, I'm trying to have intercourse with a woman. Like they have to get there eventually. And he like forces them to be there with his naivety and his curiosity. And I think it's the same thing here where it's like, why would you say that? No, what do you mean? Can you help me understand what you mean by that?
And then and don't like be aggressive, like be curious.
No, be genuinely curious, and eventually he will either have to admit that he's being an asshole or that he likes you.
Like, it works well in sales too, actually. Yeah, it does. Just not making assumptions and just asking people to say things, you know? Like, tell me you want me to leave your office right now. Like, just tell me, because I don't want to be here either. You very clearly don't want me.
The best salesman there's ever been. I don't want to be here at all. I know. Yeah. Look, one of my last couple of days doing, like, I had a sale. It was my last couple of days, and they were like,
it was very clear that they didn't want to be there. And I was like, so I'm getting that you guys are like, I'm not sensing any excitement around this. And they were like, no, not at all. And I was like, great. Why not? And they would kind of like explain what they were feeling. And I was like, this is good. Now we're having an actual conversation instead of me just being a pitch man and you looking at the clock. Anyway.
Yeah. Did they
that
buy?
works on dates too. No, they did not. There was no excitement.
Because maybe there was a different package that you could offer them that more adequately addresses their needs.
Perhaps. Perhaps.
All right, moving on.
When should I define the relationship, or how soon? It's going to be long distance, and we just spent a week together on a mission trip. We started flirting the last couple of days.
Oh.
For those who are going to ask why I didn't do it in person, I was the leader of the mission trip. She's 2 years my senior, lives about 3 hours away.
Dude, the mission crush. You've fallen victim.
Ooh, it's hard.
Listen, when you're out in the Peruvian wilderness and the only thing you've seen is like the same 3 women every day with their shirts tucked into their skirts wearing chacos, eventually it does start to get a little like, what if this is all there is? You know? Like something about the masculine brain is like, I have to mate with one of them. And so because you're like dirty and you're not like everything about your body is like you're eating weird stuff. You're pooping a lot. Like everything about your body is telling you you're in a survival situation.
Correct.
And that you have to pair off to continue the race. And so by that, I mean the human race. And so I'm not saying that this is not a real crush or anything like that, but I'm just telling you like what you've experienced is very normal.
It's like the bridge effect, but for men. Women fall in love on bridges. Men fall in love in the deep wilderness.
Yes.
This is what as John Paul II would call the sexual urge. This is what it was made for. Mm-hmm. It was made for situations like this, and this is unfortunately part of being a man.
Yes. This is also one of the best. This is, can I just say, you have just experienced the pinnacle of human sexuality. Was the mission crush. You know, there are few things more exhilarating than what you have just gone through. And I just want you to know from the bottom of my heart, it's all downhill from here.
You will never experience something as exhilarating as that ever again. I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding.
How do you define the relationship? I gotta be real. Like you
should ask her out.
You should ask her on a date. I mean, like 3 hours ain't that bad.
You're not in a relationship. There's nothing to define. You guys flirted with each other in Peru.
You flirted with each other in Peru. Who among us? And then, you were the leader of the mission trip. I mean, really, who cares? Like that.
Yeah, the mission trip's over now. That doesn't matter anymore.
Just call her. Be like, hey, we're all getting together. Oh, everyone canceled at the last minute. You want to go see a movie? Oh man,
dude, take her to go see The Naked Gun, starring Liam Neeson. Go see a comedy. Go see Weapons, a horror movie about children that go missing in the middle of the night. Just go hang out with this girl. She's 3 hours. 3 hours is nothing. Drive there.
She's intimidating because she's 2 years older than you, but you were the leader on the mission trip, so there's already a power imbalance that balances out. So
yeah,
you got this, man.
This is great. Let us know how this goes when you start dating this girl. This is very exciting. I'm happy for you.
This one's fun. This next one's fun. It's from Reddit.
Oh boy.
But Ben Eastman put it in because he wants to know what our thoughts are.
Sure.
If girl bites me, is that a sign?
If girl bite me.
If girl bites me, is that a sign?
Mm-hmm.
I have that coworker. This guy's not a native speaker. I have that coworker, and once when we had a playful argument, she bit me. Next time we disagreed, she said, "I'm gonna bite you." I said I don't mind, and since then she is biting me in a playful manner. Is this a sign? Is that a sign that she likes me? I have no clue.
Dude.
It could go one of two ways.
She is. I like to imagine that as he's typing this, she's like nibbling on his shoulder. She's like actively chewing on him. I think this guy should go get a rabies test, to be frank.
I will say from personal experience, a girl biting you does not always mean that she likes you. I've made that mistake before.
Could you go ahead and share with the class your experience of a girl biting you and then not liking you?
No. No.
Coward.
Not at all. Thank
Coward.
you. You have to remember, I was a theater kid, and I'll leave it at that.
I still am not understanding what you're talking about.
Weird people.
What do you mean? I was a theater kid, and I'll leave it at that. What does that mean?
Theater kids do weird things. There was a girl who wanted to. This girl wanted to like bite my finger as like a good luck thing before every show, and I obviously let her because I was in middle school.
Yeah,
she was 23, so that was kind of. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's a joke. That's a joke. She was my age, but yeah, I totally thought she liked me, but she did not. Very strange. So who knows? Based on I've actually.
How did she bring it up? Was she like, would it be cool if I bit you real quick?
I don't remember how it started.
What was her opening line? Women have the craziest approaches because they don't. It's funny because women don't like flirt. They don't have to like lead the flirting very often. So when they do, it's like, can I bite you? They have no idea.
Would it be crazy?
Would it be crazy if I just get over here, you?
I love that. Next time we disagreed, she said, "I'm gonna bite you.
I'm gonna bite you."
Yeah, I guess
this is not an English speaker, and I truly, and I'm not being racist, I truly think what country this person is from has everything to do with the answer to this question.
I think you're 100% correct. 100%.
Because if this is a lady from Bulgaria, then the answer is one thing. She's hungry. She hasn't eaten. She's looking for her next victim.
If this is a woman from the North Sentinel Islands, you're in trouble.
If this woman is
trying to eat you.
If this woman is from Brazil, she wants to.
You're in.
Yeah, this is a passionate relationship that's about to form. Yeah. If there's Latin blood involved, this is very very romantic.
This is good news.
But if there's any trace of Slavic, it's over for you. I hate to admit. She's going to put you in a wheelbarrow and attach a motor to it, and you're going to drive off a cliff together.
I know a few things about Brazilians. Very, very precious few things about Brazilians. One of them is that they love mayonnaise. That's like a strange. They just love mayonnaise. And the second is that they are very, very passionate. And that's why there's so many of them. That's why. You know? Oh, man. All right. Hello, Mr. and Mr. Bropostles.
Hello.
My boyfriend are going on a road trip. Can you share the ideas for making the most of the car time, games, conversations, pranks, etc. that work with your kids and will probably entertain us as well? Okay. I was confused. So, like, you guys clearly don't have kids. I'm 24. He's 26. We've been dating for 5 months. We usually see each other twice a week. We're a 45-minute drive away. We call once or twice between visits. We're going on a 2-week trip to Europe, driving from Paris to Munich. And I'm excited to learn more about him and myself during this time, how we navigate traveling together as a team. This is the first time we will be together for this long. Any advice? Thanks. P.S. Huge fan of the pod and the cast. Been listening since 2019. One of my favorite bits was you guys claiming everything is a table. I can't remember the episode, but I will always remember this bit. Thank you. That's one of my personal favorite bits.
I don't like that bit at all.
I love it. Everything in the kitchen is a table. Plate is a small table. Stove is a hot table, etc.
This is 2016 ass humor.
Yeah, it's so good. It's funny.
Trees are just tall grass.
No, it's different.
It's literally the same.
You can't do it with nature. It doesn't fit. Everything is a table. A bowl is a curved small table. A spoon is a bowl on a stick. Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry.
Is there an overpass anywhere near here?
Land is just a really big table.
I'm gonna. Here's what you can do. You're trying to make the most of car time. Have you listened to the Frog and Toad audiobook recently?
Is that what you do with your kids?
Frog, said Toad. I'm going to put on my bathing suit. Do not look. Frog looked and laughed. There's a whole story in the Frog and Toad audiobook where Toad's like, nobody look at me while I put on my bathing suit. And everybody looks at him after he puts on his bathing suit and they all laugh at him because it's a stupid looking bathing suit.
Because he looks funny.
And then he goes home. That's the story. And he leaves. Poor guy.
One of the things you'll find about having kids is that, especially in the technology age, is they'll hear like an audiobook or a song or a story, and they'll call it something in their head, and they'll ask for it, and they'll ask and ask and ask, and you're like, I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
I don't know what story that is. I don't. And then, but your wife knows. She knows exactly what he's talking about.
She's got the cipher. She knows. She's able to decode whatever it is.
Yes.
What do you do on a road trip? Making the most of car time, conversation topics. I mean, you're driving through Europe. In my mind, it's like the thing that you do is drive through Europe and look at all the beautiful things and stop in the little towns.
Or a little coffee or a baguette.
This would be a great question if you were driving Kansas City to Denver. Like there's it's an 8-hour trip on nothing.
But you're driving from Paris to Munich. You'd be like, hey, you want to stop and find some landmines?
Yeah. Hey, do you want to go see where the Battle of the Bulge was?
Yeah. Do you want to go through Belgium? No one will see it coming.
Are you interested in seeing? Do you want to go to Normandy?
It was Munich to Paris. If it was Munich to Paris, I'd have more jokes. But
do you want to go to Auschwitz? Do you want to go to
Poland?
Dachau? Do you want to go to
also Poland?
I'm out of concentration camps. I don't know what else is over there.
Treblinka.
Treblinka is a good one.
Go to the turn.
Yeah.
World War I was funnier.
Do you want to see a trench?
There you go. Which is funny because it was less funny. But I actually think that you guys are not going to have a problem, and here's why. You've been dating for 5 months. You see each other once a week. You guys have lives to talk about. You guys have so many things to talk about. You don't know each other at all.
Paris to Munich, you drive through Reims, so you can see the Reims Cathedral. You drive through, the Tour de France is going on, maybe, so check that out.
So you hit some bikers on the way.
You're going to kiss the border of Germany here, so in Luxembourg. You're going to drive by Luxembourg. You'll go through Stuttgart, which will be great for you. And there's just stop and see the forests. Look at the wildlife. Look at what. I don't understand I genuinely don't understand. Men died so that they could look at Paris.
That's a pretty long drive, actually.
That's true. You listen to the podcast. I don't even know. What do I do on the car ride? Usually I listen to a podcast while my wife takes a nap. That's what I do in the car. Once you have kids, it's like get them asleep or occupied, and then dad listens to a podcast and mom takes a nap. That's what happens on car rides.
We don't play games in the car with the kids because they can't play games yet. We just talked about Candyland. That's the game that they can play. And he can't even really play Candyland. He wants to take the shortcut every time he draws a blue card, even if he has to go backwards to do it.
Yes.
It's just...
The games you can play in the car are, Dad, can I have a snack? Dad, can I have another snack? Dad, what are you eating? Dad, what are you listening to? Dad, can we listen to Little Bear? Dad, can I watch Little Bear? Dad, can I have a snack while I watch Little Bear? That's the game. So maybe sit in silence.
Ooh, that sounds
scary. Fun. I want you to enjoy Europe. I'm not trying to make fun of you, but I genuinely don't know what to tell you because you don't know how good you have it. Listen to whatever you want. Do whatever you want.
Listen to an explicit podcast.
Yeah. Listen to Lil
something
Wayne.
That says the F word.
Yeah.
You'll never be able to do that again once you have kids. Why do men do this? I have a dude friend. He's dating he's 28 and dating a girl. Mm-hmm. She goes to Pilates every morning at 6 a.m. I've been yelling at him to marry her since day one. He keeps wanting further assessments from me. she does Pilates every day at 6 a.m. Are you retarded? Then this girl goes on. The girl is hot with grit and discipline to make a 6 a.m. class. What else are you selecting for?
I don't know. I posted about this today. Today's my 4-year wedding anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. It baffles me that people date indefinitely. It's like dating sucks. Yes. I don't know why you would date longer than you have to date. Like,
well, there's an obvious answer to that question.
Yeah, you can have sexual intercourse without consequence.
Yeah, that's what's happening here. Yeah. I don't understand why this woman is like.
I have a dude friend. He's 28. He's having regular sex with the hot Pilates girl. What's his problem?
Why isn't he changing his life?
Yeah. Why isn't he?
Why isn't he making a permanent alteration to his situation? I don't understand.
It's pretty obvious why he's doing what he's doing.
Correct. He's probably worried she's only doing Pilates just in case. Just in case she's got to get back out there. I do Pilates every morning at 6 a.m. It's not working.
Okay. I don't know why men, I know exactly why. I know exactly why men do this, and it's the reasons that we stated. Men are also afraid of change. They don't like anything that will interrupt their precious little schedules that they have wrapped up for themselves. I was like this when I was dating Emma. I liked coming home. I liked kind of doing whatever I wanted to do in the evening. She was like, "Oh, we need to talk." I was like, "What do you mean? I don't want to talk. I want to do whatever it is." And it's nothing of substance, diddling around the house, making food, reading a book, watching a Better Call Saul, like nothing important. And I was like, "Oh, she's ruining my life. She's taking away my freedom," but like, she wasn't. She was actually making my life interesting and worth living. And I think people are afraid to admit that their life by themselves is not that fulfilling, know? And so to admit that by saying I need to pour myself out for the sake of another because my life on its own is somewhat empty, without a purpose, without a vocation, without a calling. That's like a scary thing to admit on all fronts. You have to change. You have to tell something different to yourself about yourself. It's just a hard transition for people to make.
Yeah. I once heard a self-proclaimed philosopher put it this way. They compared the decision to get married and have kids to like becoming a vampire. It was like a thought experiment. It was like, imagine if you were going to become a vampire and you could get bitten to become a vampire and you could live forever. And you don't want to be a vampire now, but once you're a vampire, you're going to love it. You're going to love being a vampire. You'll never imagine not being a vampire. So the analogy was like, once you become a parent, you're going to love it. You're never going to regret it. You're always going to love being a parent. But right now you don't want to be one. And that is how a lot of people think about parenthood. They think about it as becoming something other than human. The main flaw in that supposed philosopher's argument is that you were designed to become a parent. You were not designed to become a vampire. So that's the main thing, is that I saw someone tweet this a while back that was like, wow, I get so many positive brain signals from having sex. I bet it stops there, and the consequences of sex, namely child rearing, has no effects on my brain at all. I bet the natural drive to have children stops the pleasure of having sex. There's nothing else beyond that that'll make me feel fulfilled. You will feel more fulfilled having a child if you're properly disposed to having it. Some people are bad at being parents because of choices they've made. But anyway.
I think that's it. I don't want to do any more questions. I want to do the bonus podcast. I want to get real with you. I want to get real and raw and vulnerable.
I want to bite somebody.
All right. I'm actually busy tonight, so I'm going to have to, you can do the podcast by yourself.
Ethan, where can they find us? Bropostles.com.
Bropostles.com, YouTube.com, Bropostles, Catholic Ethan, Substack. How many CTAs can we fit in? Patreon. It's all this place. Go to thefreedomgroup.co. I've heard very good
Shadow
news.
Legends.
They've had quite a few people reach out to do discovery calls, which is awesome. So if you're thinking about, go listen to last week's episode from the Freedom Group. And if you're looking for what they're offering, go to thefreedomgroup.co, sign up for a discovery call. They're awesome. I love those guys. That's it. I want to go to the Patreon. Get me out of here. Get me to the Patreon right now.
Thank you all for listening. Please pray for us. We'll be praying for you, and we'll see you next week.